Whispers among the stars, Dr. Kai Chen stared through the observation deck's viewport, his reflection ghosting against the backdrop of swirling cosmic dust. The nebula horizon had been his home for 18 months now, a research vessel tasked with studying the unusual radiation patterns from the Cygnus expanse. He preferred the company of equations and star charts to most of his crewmates. "Beautiful view," came a soft voice behind him. Kai turned, finding the new crew technician, Arya. If he remembered correctly, she'd arrived with the last supply shuttle, quietly integrating into ship operations without fanfare. Something about her dark eyes seemed to reflect the stars themselves. "Yes," he replied, automatically retreating to his usual economy of words. "I've never seen the expanse from this angle before," she said, moving closer to the glass. The way the radiation waves ripple through the dust clouds, almost like they're communicating. Kai looked at her sharply. "That's an interesting observation. Most people just see pretty colors," Arya smiled, tucking a strand of black hair behind her ear. "I guess I notice different things." Then she glanced at her wrist display. "Commander Cooper needs the secondary array calibrated. I should go." She turned to leave, then paused. "Dr. Chen, you might want to check your gravitational models again. There's something you're missing in Quadrant 7. Before he could ask how she would know anything about his private research, she was gone. The following days brought a series of minor anomalies, unexplained fluctuations in the ship's power grid, equipment functioning beyond specifications, Kai's simulations producing results that defied conventional physics, and always, somehow Arya was nearby just doing her job, fixing things before they broke, anticipating problems before alarms triggered. "You've noticed her too," said Dr. Sarah Isaacs, the ship's exobiologist, sliding her tray beside his in the mess hall. "Our mysterious Miss Arya." "I'm not sure what you mean," Kai replied. Though his pulse quickened, Sarah leaned closer. "Cooper says she's the best technician we've had aboard, but her personnel file is practically empty. No prior assignments, no academy records, just basic medical data and technical qualifications." "Perhaps she's private," Kai suggested. "Or perhaps she's something else entirely." Sarah's eyes gleamed with speculation. "The plants in my lab grow faster when she's around. Did you know that? And the specimens from Proxima B respond to her presence." Kai frowned. "That's hardly evidence of anything unusual." "Maybe." Sarah shrugged. "But tell me this. Why does she spend so much time around you? I've seen her watching when you work. She never does that with anyone else." That night, unable to sleep, Kai returned to the lab. The ship hummed quietly around him as he reviewed his data. Something wasn't adding up. The radiation patterns were organized too perfectly. Almost like light code came Arya's voice. Kai spun around. She stood in the doorway, still in her standard blue technician's uniform. Her skin seemed to shimmer faintly in the dim light, though Kai told himself it must be a trick of the overhead lights. "How do you keep appearing like this?" he asked. "And how did you know what I was thinking?" Arya stepped closer. "Because I understand what you're looking for," she said. "And I think it's time we talked." "Dr. Chen." The lights flickered suddenly, dimming throughout the lab. Arya looked up, concern flashing across her features. "It's starting," she whispered. "Sooner than I expected." "What's starting?" Kai demanded. The ship lurched violently beneath them, throwing them both against the wall. The emergency klaxon began to wail, red warning lights pulsing as darkness enveloped the nebula horizon's strange frequencies. The emergency lighting cast the corridor in a blood-red glow as Kai and Arya made their way toward the bridge. Crew members rushed past them, their faces etched with confusion and fear. The ship shuddered again, more violently this time. "This isn't a normal system failure," Arya said, her voice unnervingly calm. "Something's trying to get in." "Get in?" Kai repeated. "What are you talking about?" Commander Cooper's voice crackled over the intercom. "All personnel report to emergency stations. This is not a drill, I repeat. This is not a drill." Kai noticed Arya wasn't heading toward her assigned station. Instead, she pulled him into a maintenance junction, away from the flow of panicked crew. "Listen to me," she said, eyes intense. "The radiation patterns you've been studying aren't natural. They're a form of communication, and now something has answered." "That's impossible," Kai protested. "There's no evidence of sentient life in this sector." Arya's expression softened. There's so much you don't know yet. She placed her hand against a control panel, and Kai watched in astonishment as the circuits beneath her fingers pulsed with energy. The emergency lights stabilized around them. "How did you do that?" he whispered. "Dr. Chen," Sarah's voice called from the end of the corridor. She approached quickly, eyes narrowing at the sight of them together. "Cooper's looking for you. The sensors are going crazy. Radiation levels are spiking across the spectrum." Kai glanced at Arya, who gave him an almost imperceptible nod. "I'll be right there," he told Sarah. Over the next 48 hours, the anomalies intensified. Instruments recorded impossible readings. Communication systems picked up fragments of what sounded like whispered conversations in an unknown language. The ship's AI reported memory gaps and unexplained data transfers. Kai found himself working alongside Arya more frequently. She seemed to anticipate the ship's malfunctions, always present with a solution moments before disaster struck. The more he observed her, the more questions formed in his mind. "You're not who you claim to be," he said quietly one night as they worked to stabilize the navigation system. "Are you even human?" A small smile played at the corner of her lips. "What makes you human, Dr. Chen? Your biology? Your thoughts? Your capacity for emotion?" Before he could answer, Cooper entered the room. "We're approaching the radiation source," he announced, his normally confident demeanor strained. "Whatever it is, it's massive and it's moving toward us on the bridge." Sarah joined them as the main view screen displayed a swirling vortex of energy, beautiful and terrifying. "The radiation readings were off the scale. It's impossible," Cooper muttered. "Nothing could survive those levels." Kai noticed Arya staring at the phenomenon, her body tense. Her hand gripped the console so tightly her knuckles whitened. A faint purple glow seemed to pulse beneath her skin. "Visible only to him, it's calling to you," he realized suddenly. "Isn't it?" "Not to me," she whispered. "Through me to you." The ship lurched violently. The lights flickered and died, plunging them into total darkness. Emergency systems failed to engage. Panic erupted on the bridge as officers fumbled in the darkness. "Everyone stay calm," Cooper ordered. In the pitch blackness, Kai felt a warm hand find his. "Don't be afraid," Arya's voice whispered close to his ear. "But whatever happens next, remember I came here to protect you." Then he saw it. A soft purple glow emanating from where Arya stood. The light grew brighter, revealing her form now radiating with luminescent energy. Her eyes had transformed into pools of violet light, her skin now clearly purple. Traced with patterns like star maps, the entire bridge fell silent as they stared at the impossible being among them. "What are you?" Cooper gasped. The ship's power failed completely and darkness consumed everything except for Arya's glowing form. Luminescent truth. In the darkness, Arya's purple luminescence cast eerie shadows across the faces of the stunned bridge crew. Her body floated several inches above the deck, energy coursing visibly through her form. "I am a sentinel." Her voice resonated differently now, harmonics layering beneath her words, created by the Cygnus consciousness to establish first contact. Cooper reached for his sidearm, but Kai stepped between them. "Wait," he urged. "She hasn't harmed us, she's been helping. Move aside." "Dr. Chen," Cooper ordered. "That thing is not human." "Neither is what's out there," Arya said, gesturing toward the view screen where the energy vortex had been visible. "And they've been trying to communicate for centuries." Sarah moved closer, scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. "You're saying there's an intelligent species within that radiation field?" "Not within it," Arya corrected. "They are the field, a collective consciousness composed of pure energy. They evolved beyond physical form millennia ago." The ship trembled again. More violently, Kai stumbled forward and Arya caught him. Her touch sent warmth cascading through his body, along with flashes of images, vast intelligence, ancient knowledge, and overwhelming loneliness. "They detected your research, Dr. Chen," she continued, still holding his arm. "Your equations were coming so close to understanding their language, they sent me as an intermediary, in a form you could comprehend. That's why you look human," Kai whispered. "But how?" "I was constructed from elements gathered from your own world, energy patterned after your species, and consciousness imprinted with purpose. Her expression softened as she looked at him. But what I didn't anticipate was developing emotions beyond my programming. Cooper interrupted. If you're so advanced, fix my damn ship, Arya nodded. I can restore power temporarily, but the consciousness is trying to establish direct communication. Their energy signature disrupts your technology. She moved to the central console, placing both hands flat against its surface. Purple energy flowed from her fingertips into the ship's systems. Lights flickered on emergency systems reactivated. Displays illuminated, showing the massive energy vortex now surrounding the nebula horizon. Completely, my God, Sarah breathed. We're inside it. They want to share knowledge, Arya explained, but direct contact with their consciousness would overwhelm human minds. The radiation would be fatal. That's why I'm here. To translate, to protect. To protect who specifically? Cooper demanded. Arya's gaze returned to Kai. Dr. Chen's mind is uniquely compatible. The mathematics he's developing could serve as a bridge between our species, but the process is dangerous. The ship stabilized as systems came back online. Arya's glow dimmed slightly, though her purple skin still shimmered with internal light. I need time with Dr. Chen, she said, alone. Cooper hesitated. This is my ship. I don't take orders from. With respect, Commander? Sarah interrupted. Whatever she is, she's kept us alive. And if there's truly an advanced intelligence trying to communicate, this could be the most important first contact in human history. Reluctantly, Cooper nodded. 2 hours, then I want answers. In Kai's private lab, Arya's form continued to pulse with violet energy. Her transformation was complete now, unmistakably humanoid, yet clearly not human. Her eyes regarded him with the same intelligence he'd always sensed. But now without disguise, I've been watching you for months, she admitted. Before I took physical form studying your work, your mind is extraordinary. Why me? Kai asked. I'm just a theoretical physicist because you ask questions others don't. Arya moved closer, her luminescence casting his face in purple light. And because when you look at the stars, you see more than light and matter, you see meaning, connection. She reached out, her 5-fingered hand hovering near his face. I can show you if you'll let me. Kai hesitated, then nodded. She touched his temple gently and his mind exploded with sensation, vast cosmic awareness, patterns of energy spanning galaxies, and at the center, an unmistakable feeling of recognition. They've been watching humanity for centuries, Arya whispered, waiting for someone who could understand. As their connection deepened, Kai realized something else. Beneath the cosmic awareness flowed something unexpected, Arya's own emotions raw, powerful, directed toward him. When she finally withdrew her hand, he gasped, overwhelmed. You have feelings. For me, that wasn't part of your mission. No, she admitted softly. That was unexpected. My creators didn't anticipate that I would develop independent emotions. She looked away. It complicates everything. Kai reached out, touching her luminescent cheek. I've felt drawn to you since the moment you arrived. I just didn't understand why. Their eyes met in the purple glow. Her lips parted slightly. It's dangerous, she whispered. I'm not human. I don't care, Kai responded. Moving closer, the ship trembled around them. But neither noticed as the distance between them closed cosmic heartbeats. Arya's lips tasted like stardust and electricity. The kiss deepened as her purple luminescence enveloped them both, creating a private universe where only they existed. Kai felt his consciousness expanding through the connection, glimpsing the vastness of her true nature while she experienced the intensity of human emotion. I wasn't supposed to want this, she whispered against his mouth. To want you. His hands traced the glowing patterns across her shoulders. Down her arms, her body was warm, solid yet somehow ethereal beneath his touch. She sighed, the sound containing harmonics that made the air vibrate around them. What happens now? Kai asked, holding her close. With the consciousness out there. They're waiting, she explained, her head resting against his chest. They can sense our connection, they know it's working, but the full communication requires more than just me, than just you together. We could create a bridge. Kai brushed a strand of luminescent hair from her face. Is it dangerous? Yes, her eyes, pools of violet light, held his gaze. The energy transfer could overwhelm your human physiology, and for me, she hesitated. Merging with a human consciousness wasn't part of my design. Parameters, I could lose myself. My purpose. Or find a new one, he suggested. The ship's intercom interrupted Dr. Chen. Cooper's voice sounded tense. Your 2 hours are up. The radiation levels are increasing. We need to leave this sector now. Arya's expression grew troubled. They sense hesitation. They're trying to strengthen the connection. But your ship can't withstand much more. Come with me, Kai said suddenly. We need to show Cooper what's really happening on the bridge. Chaos reigned, systems fluctuated wildly as the energy vortex pulsed around the ship. The crew stared at Arya's transformed appearance with a mixture of fear and wonder. Explain, Cooper demanded. Now Arya stepped forward, her purple glow illuminating the dimmed bridge. The consciousness seeks to share knowledge, technology's energy sources, understanding of reality beyond human comprehension. But the transmission is overwhelming your systems. Can you stop it? Cooper asked. No, she replied. But I can channel it through myself and through Dr. Chen. If he's willing, Sarah approached, medical scanner in hand. Kai, the radiation would kill you. Not with Arya as the conduit, Kai argued. She's been protecting me all along. Arya turned to him, her expression grave. If we do this, everything changes for both of us, Cooper interrupted. My priority is this ship and crew. If connecting with this consciousness ends the danger, do it, but I won't sacrifice my science officer for some cosmic conversation. It's my choice. Kai insisted. He took Arya's glowing hands in his. I trust you. They moved to the center of the bridge as crew members cleared space around them. Arya's luminescence intensified, her purple skin now almost painfully bright to look at. Whatever happens, she whispered for only him to hear. Know that what I feel for you is real. It wasn't programmed. It wasn't planned. I know, he replied. That's what makes it matter. Their foreheads touched, and Arya began to dissolve into pure energy, her humanoid form becoming a swirling vortex of violet light that enveloped Kai completely. The bridge crew shielded their eyes as the radiance grew blindingly intense within the light. Kai felt Arya's consciousness merge with their thoughts, memories and feelings intertwining. He saw her creation, felt her loneliness as an artificial being caught between two worlds, experienced her wonder as she first began to develop emotions beyond her programming, and through their merged consciousness. The Cygnus consciousness made contact. Knowledge flooded through them. Revolutionary physics, the nature of dark energy, the existence of dimensions beyond human perception, the truth of consciousness itself. Images and concepts no human language could express, transferred directly into Kai's expanding awareness. For what seemed like eternity, they existed as a trinity of consciousness, human, sentinel, and cosmic collective. The ship stabilized around them as Arya channeled the energy safely. The radiation levels normalized. When the light finally dimmed, Kai stood alone in the center of the bridge, his eyes closed. Arya was gone. Chen, Cooper approached cautiously. Are you all right? Where is she? Kai opened his eyes, which now contained flecks of violet light. She's here, he said, touching his temple, and everywhere the connection is established. Sarah's scanner beeped as she analyzed him. Your cellular structure is changing, your brain activity is off the charts. I understand now, Kai whispered. What they want, what she wants, what I want. Cooper's expression hardened. And what exactly is that? Coexistence, Kai replied. The beginning of something new. As he spoke, purple light began to coalesce beside him, gradually forming into Arya's shape once more. But she appeared different now, more solid, more present. Her eyes meeting his with newfound clarity. You came back? Kai said softly. I couldn't leave, she replied. Not now, not when we've only just begun. Around them, the view screens showed the energy vortex receding, leaving in its wake a trail of new stars igniting across the darkness beyond the void. 3 months later, the nebula horizon approached Earth's orbit. The crew had spent weeks documenting their encounter, preparing humanity for the knowledge they brought back. Many remained wary of Arya, whose purple form no longer attempted to mimic human appearance. She existed now as she truly was, a luminescent being of energy and humanoid shape, the first ambassador of the Cygnus consciousness in Kai's quarters. They shared their final night aboard the ship. Her glow cast soft shadows as they lay together, her head resting on his chest. "They'll separate us when we reach Earth," he said quietly. "Quarantine experiments, endless debriefings. Your scientists will be curious," Arya agreed. "As they should be. I represent everything they've searched the stars to find. You're not a specimen." Kai's arms tightened around her. "You're a person now more than you were designed to be." She traced luminescent patterns across his skin. "The consciousness understands this. They've been observing through me, watching how humans react, your fears, your wonder, your capacity for acceptance and for love." "And their verdict?" he asked. "That humanity is ready for the next step." She rose to a sitting position, her purple glow brightening. "Which is why I've made my decision." Kai sat up beside her. "What decision?" "About my future. Our future." Her eyes, pools of violet light, held his. "The consciousness has given me a choice to return to them to continue my existence as a sentinel, or, he prompted when she paused. "Or to become something new," she whispered. "Neither fully sentinel nor fully human, but something in between, something permanent." Understanding dawned on Kai's face. "You can stay here with me." She nodded. "The knowledge we shared has shown me how to stabilize this form permanently. The energy signature would become fixed. Bound to matter in a new way, I would lose my connection to the consciousness, lose much of my power." "You'd be giving up everything you are." "Not everything," she countered. "Not the parts that matter most, the parts that feel, that choose, that love." The ship's alert system chimed, announcing their approach to Earth's orbital stations. "Whatever you decide," Kai said, taking her luminescent hands in his. "I'm with you." "Even if it means leaving Earth behind?" she asked. "The consciousness has offered an alternative, a place among the stars. For both of us, there are other species, other civilizations ready for contact. They need intermediaries, bridges between worlds." Kai looked out the viewport at the approaching blue planet, "My home." "We could make a new home," Arya suggested, "together. Neither human nor sentinel, but explorers." Commander Cooper's voice interrupted over the intercom. "Dr. Chen, report to the bridge. Military vessels are approaching. They're demanding immediate custody of the alien entity." Arya's expression remained calm. "They're afraid that's natural. We need to decide now," Kai said urgently. The door to his quarters slid open. Sarah stood there, breathless. "They've sent boarding parties armed. I couldn't stop them." Behind her, the sound of boots echoed down the corridor. Arya's voice was steady. "Do you trust me?" "With everything," he replied without hesitation. She smiled, her purple luminescence brightening. "Then take my hand and don't let go." As armed soldiers rounded the corner, Arya's form began to shift, her purple glow expanding. Enveloping Kai completely, Sarah stepped back, shielding her eyes as the light grew blindingly intense. "What are you doing?" one soldier demanded, raising his weapon. "Evolving," Arya replied, her voice echoing with harmonics. The light pulsed once, brilliantly, then collapsed inward with a soft implosion of air. Where Kai and Arya had stood, only empty space remained. Sarah stared at the vacancy, then turned to the confused soldiers. "They're gone," she said simply across the ship. Crew members rushed to viewports as a streak of purple light accelerated away from the nebula horizon, faster than any human vessel could follow. It curved gracefully around Earth's atmosphere, then shot toward the distant stars of the Cygnus expanse on the bridge. Cooper watched the energy signature fade from their sensors. "Should we pursue?" an officer asked. Cooper shook his head. "How? They're beyond our reach now." He turned to Sarah, who had joined him. "Did you know they were planning this?" "No," she admitted. "But I'm not surprised. Kai always belonged among the stars, and she belonged with him. Light years away, in the space between worlds, two consciousnesses traveled as one. Neither fully human nor fully sentinel, something new, something unprecedented." "Where should we go first?" Kai's thoughts asked within their merged form. Arya's response came with a sensation like laughter. "Everywhere the universe is waiting, and we have all the time among the stars." Their shared luminescence streaked across the cosmos, purple and brilliant against the darkness, a bridge between worlds, a promise of connection, a love that transcended form, the beginning of something entirely new.